For our class today, I would love it if you had either a block or a roll. If you are new-ish, the roll is probably going to be the most versatile thing that you can do as your companion and friend throughout quarantine. So either get a towel, roll it up into thirds and roll it up tight. You want something that's about your hip width when you squeeze it. And throughout this class and any of the other classes, anytime you hear me say squeeze a block and you have a roll, use the roll. And if it's sturdy enough, like I've taped this up, if it's sturdy enough, you can also use it to weight bear in some of the poses. So a good prop for you to have. Start cross-legged, so feet are closer to the knees rather than heels in a tight line. So your aim is to make something that looks and feels a bit more square than triangular. If for the first part of class you like to sit elevated to take the pressure off of your hips and your lower back, then sit on the block, or perhaps if you know that during things like side bend and neck release you like to have support for your low and mid back, then do this with your back against the wall. That would be a really great shout. So however you're setting up, bring your hands to rest onto your knees and then close your eyes. Switch on deep breathing and aiming to get your inhale for roughly a count of 5, your exhale for a count of 6. And especially if it's your first time on your yoga mat today or your first time kind of getting to do something for yourself that's sort of exercise / mental health based, let these first few deep breaths feel immensely nourishing. So as a reminder that you have arrived and this time is spent differently to how your time has been spent for the rest of the day. Perhaps. On a Monday, I like for us to feel into the body for not necessarily expectation. So you're not looking to like smash all your targets by Monday and have nothing for the rest of the week. But on Monday, I like for us to set the bar really low. So our expectations are low, but you're more interested in being aware of what's happening and reacting in the moment. So for example, in lunge, maybe you're not going as far down as you usually go, because when you go down, there's a wee bit of pinching and you react to that and go less far. And while that may not seem like a very advanced skill, at the end of the day, for most of you when you come to us with injury things, that's exactly what we tell you to do. Be more aware, slow things down, and move in a way that is sensible for you. And I encourage you, whether you're a beginner or intermediate or whatever the next level is, to do the same. Slow down, pay attention, and act sensibly. Bring the soles of your feet together into Baddha Konasana. So soles of the feet together, knees wide. If you're tighter in your hips, move the feet further away. You can still do this sitting on the block if that's more comfortable for you. If you're sitting on the ground, use your right hand behind you to help lift your chest up. If you're sitting on a block, then the hand behind may not be useful. You might find that holding onto your feet gives you a pulling action to help lift the rib cage up. Aiming to lift the low spine away from the pelvis, the mid spine away from the low spine, and the upper spine away from the mid spine. Take your left hand forwards and bend the index and the middle finger of the left hand in. So this just creates a little pincer that you can use with your thumb and ring finger. So we're going to use this for alternate nostril breathing. So to do this, you're going to be closing one nostril, inhaling through one side for 8, holding the breath for 8, exhaling through the other side for 8, and then repeating that. If 8 feels like too much of a count, either count faster or simply allow yourself to inhale or exhale as the need arises. Close off your left nostril with your thumb. Exhale through the mouth until you're empty. Inhale through the right side with that ujjayi whisper for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold your breath. Use your thumb and ring finger to close the nostrils, holding for 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale through the left nostril for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale through left side for 8. Stretch the rib cage up, feeling for how expansive you can get in your chest and your abdomen without hiking your shoulders up. Hold your breath. As you hold your breath, relax your jaw, the space between your eyebrows, your throat, your abdomen. Exhale through right side for 8. Belly muscles are pulling in towards the spine without losing height. So that was one round. Do one more round. So that's inhale right, hold, exhale left, inhale left, hold, exhale right. Close your eyes. So visually, there's nothing you need to see to gain more information about this. This is about your experiential sensations. So what does it feel like? What does it feel like when you're holding the breath for 8? What is it doing? Is it revving you up? Is it calming you down? If you're expecting it to calm you down, simply pay attention to what is happening rather than what you want to be happening. If you're already finished or you finished early, simply release the left arm down but continue to work deep breathing. So doing pranayama to help set the tone. It's kind of our preparation for everything that happens thereafter. If you are sitting on the block, come down from the block. If you were sitting elevated for your hips, you might appreciate having something behind you. So that is leaning forwards and then sitting back, and it should stop your pelvis from scooping under. If what you're wearing is really slidey, it might not help at all. So you might find the wall being right up against the block, then the pelvis will give you good support. Alternatively, have your back flat against the wall or simply stay where you are. So you can stick with Baddha Konasana as like our base level hip opener. If this isn't feeling so good but cross-legged feels fine, then go for cross-legged. Intermediate folks, or if the hips are feeling a little bit more nimble, come into knee pile, left leg over right. To do knee pile, you're making a pile of your own knees. Soles of the feet point to the back of the room. So you're on the pinky edges of the feet and then navigating in as necessary, aiming that your pelvis is completely flat. Sometimes this is like a leaning tower of whatever your name is, but you want to make sure that that left sit bone is down. If it cannot be, choose a different sitting position. This isn't worth getting into like faff about if it's not working. Take your left hand out to the left about 1.5 feet, moving into side bend and neck release. Inhale, bring your right arm up, palm faces forwards. Exhale, wrap the right shoulder blade towards the underarm so the elbow is spinning forwards. Flatten your left palm and lean to the left. Inhale, lift right side low ribs up away from your pelvis. Exhale, relax the left shoulder down and lengthen both sides of your neck. Use deep breathing to expand right side ribs and right side of your abdomen. If the neck is feeling particularly growly, see if chin tucking towards the left shoulder is helpful. Maybe keeping the head in line with the shoulders will feel more comfortable. If you haven't already done so, with each exhalation, feel for the belly muscles pulling in towards the spine. So it should create a bit of feedback. Stage 2. Exhale, reach that right hand to the right and bring the hand so it is lower than your right shoulder. Draw the shoulders down. Inhale, lift up through your low front ribs. Exhale, shoulder blades are gliding down. Relax the left ear to the left. And if you're already getting a neck stretch, stay where you are. If you are curious about it, change the angle of the head and neck. Maybe angling the chin up, maybe tucking the chin down. And feeling where in this side of the neck and shoulder is giving you the best stretch for right now. Chances are, once you found that area, your deep breathing will have disappeared. Notice if that's happened and then bring it back. And if you're trying to get rid of accumulated years of tension in one sitting, this is a practice of longevity. So we've had people message this week saying, hey, is there a quick fix? There isn't a quick fix. If there's a quick fix, I would have done it already. And I would be making millions selling quick fixes. So there isn't. So do the work and enjoy. Now coming up, inhale to reach with the right hand. Take your left hand onto the side of the head and then lift the head up. Change the cross in your legs. If you're in Baddha Konasana, change the angle. So taking the feet perhaps further away. And for those of you that haven't come to like a class like at Heart Space yet, and you've been doing like all the online stuff, The sociable bit, like the bit where you get to meet other humans, is like I think it's like the best bit. We've not had that in a while. Take the right hand out to the right. When we get back, we're going to have one heck of a yoga party. Inhale, bring the left arm up, palm faces forwards. Exhale, wrap that left shoulder blade towards the underarm. Flatten your right palm and lean to the right. Inhale to lift your left low ribs up away from the ground. Exhale, lengthen both sides of the neck. Do a wee bit of a pulling action with your right arm to help lengthen the underside, so especially if your back is growly. And for those of you that are spending more time doing stuff with screens, computers, tablets, any time in this class where visually there's nothing for you to see, like the side bend that you're already in, close your eyes. Use any opportunity to rest your eyes and break that visual dependence. In stage 2, maybe you don't need to open your eyes. Exhale, reach your left arm, the only left arm that you have, to the left, and have the hand so it is lower than your left shoulder. Inhale, lift your ribs up so you feel like you're sitting up a bit taller. Exhale, draw your shoulders down and reach actively with the left arm. It should give you a bit more feedback in the left side of the neck. Right ear is relaxing to the right. Bring in a very high quality breath, a breath that moves the rib cage and the abdomen. And feeling where on this side needs the neck stretch today. And allow yourself to be flexible enough mentally that you're choosing somewhere else if necessary than what you did on the previous side. Working with your neck relaxed, inhale to reach with that left arm, use your right hand on the side of the head and then lift your head up. Unravel the legs. If you're in Baddha Konasana, you're going to go for a pose I call Big Baddha. So keeping the pinky edges of the feet sealed, base of the big toes together. Take the feet as far forwards as you can take them without the pinky edges opening. So it might be shorter, it might be longer, we'll see. Use your fingertips behind you, so I'm going to show you this side on. Use your fingertips behind you so that you are sitting up and you feel you're more on your sit bones than curled under. Draw the shoulder blades back and begin to pitch the chest forwards. Now, pregnancy modification, you are doing simply like steady, deep breaths, no Uddiyana. If you are doing Uddiyana, you're doing a deep breath in, a great big huge exhale through the mouth, holding your breath empty and aiming to scoop the diaphragm up. Now, the visual, for those of you that are newer, Uddiyana looks like this. So it's diaphragm pulling in. It has nothing to do with you tensing your abdominal muscles. If you do, you probably won't be able to make Uddiyana happen. And it also has nothing to do with the shape of your abdomen. So if you're thinking like, oh, I can't do that because blah, unless you don't have a diaphragm, you can totally do it. And if you didn't have a diaphragm, you'd be dead anyway. So anyway, that's a whole other conversation. Use your hands behind you. It's a very one-sided conversation, let's put it that way. Inhale, lift your chest up. Begin to pitch into the forward bend. Exhale through the mouth. Hold your breath. Scoop your ribcage and diaphragm forwards, almost feeling for the low ribs spreading to create a different sense of space. Release the abdomen. Do 2 more rounds. So that's a big exhale, holding your breath for as long as is interesting. More flexible day, perhaps you're taking the arms further forwards. More flexible day, maybe the elbows are down. So you can do this at your depth rather than necessarily being really high up. I also encourage you, if you have yet to do Uddiyanas in lots of poses, give them a try in different poses. It's very exciting. You can become an Uddiyana pioneer, but probably not if you've just had dinner. Inhale, walk your hands back in when you're finished, and then use your hands to bring the knees back in. Okay, so for the sake of working out what is going to be moving, put your left hand just above your left knee so it's on your thigh. Push your hand into your leg, and relax that. Take your right hand just above your right knee, push your hand into your knee, and then relax that. You're going to be doing that same thing. So from your current sitting position, have your legs a little bit bent. Lift your chest up. On your exhale, curl your pelvis under, but don't move your ribs. Your aim is to think, can you curl pelvis without taking it into the ribs? So thinking Exhale, curl tailbone under. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, curl tailbone under. Inhale, lift up. These are the exact same cues that we're going to be using in the abdominals. So you'll hear exhale, curl tailbone. The ribs probably won't move. And then you'll be applying pressure to each knee in succession. I don't think we need a massive visual demo on this. Have your roll or your block nearby, but know that that action of tuck tailbone is exactly what you're going to be doing next. Come down onto your back. So if you're newer to Forrest Yoga, that's what we're doing just now. And one of the hallmarks of Forrest Yoga is that we do abdominals near the start of the practice. And that's very different to what other styles of yoga do. Have the feet on the floor for now, but lift the heels. So you're not weight bearing with the feet. If you feel like you are, take the feet to a more open angle. When you're moving the knee will be moving directly above your hip, low back sensitive. The knee is coming in more above the abdomen, but it's never going to be like in at your face. Interlace your fingers behind your head. Bring the elbows in close and then lift your head and your shoulders up. Press your pelvis into the mat and see if you can do the action of reaching the elbows up, spreading between the shoulder blades and getting a wee bit of extra space. Take a deep breath in. Hold your breath, curl the tailbone up. Exhale, lift your left knee, reach both elbows towards your left leg, pull abdomen down. We'll do a few normal sets first. Inhale, left foot goes down. Hold your breath, curl tailbone up. Exhale, lift right knee, reach elbows towards your right thigh. The elbows will be nowhere near the leg. Pull abdomen down. Inhale, right foot down, shoulders come to center. Hold your breath, curl tailbone up. Exhale, lift left knee, reach elbows towards your left thigh, pull belly down. Inhale, left foot down, shoulders to center. Hold the breath, press pelvis down, curl tailbone up. Exhale, lift right knee, reach elbows towards your right leg, pull abdomen down. Inhale, right foot down. Now we're moving into stage 2. Hold your breath, curl tailbone up. Exhale, lift left knee, reach elbows towards your left leg. Put your hand just above the knee, so in this instance, an advantage is probably below the knee. Push your hand into your thigh, push your thigh into your hand, but lift off of your shoulder blades, pull belly down. Inhale, left foot down, so we're increasing the tension available. Hold the breath, curl tailbone up. Exhale, lift the right knee, reach elbows towards your right thigh, push your hand into your thigh, push your thigh into your hand, pull the abdomen down. Make sure that right shoulder blade is off the mat. Inhale, right foot down. Let's make this more exciting. Hold the breath, curl tailbone up. Exhale, lift left knee, reach elbows towards your left thigh, put your hand on your thigh, push the thigh into the hand. Now hover your right foot from the mat, curl your pelvis up a little bit more, pull belly down. Inhale, both feet down, shoulders to center. Hold your breath, curl tailbone up. Exhale, reach elbows to your right leg, lift the right knee, right hand on the thigh. Push your hand into your thigh, hover the left foot, curl tailbone a bit more, pull belly down. Inhale, set your feet down, set your head down. So you should hopefully be more aware of what is going on at your abdomen. For this part, bring your left knee into your chest, pregnancy option, moving the left knee further to the left. Straighten your right leg towards the front of your yoga mat. I was checking to make sure I wasn't going to knock over a cup of tea. Once the leg is in, press your pelvis down rather than pulling in so much that you feel you're in that tuck tailbone position. Press down through your right leg. Hold your left thigh rather than the shin. Draw the leg in as much as is comfortable and draw your shoulders down. Now this current relationship between thigh and ribs is going to stay exactly the same. So instead of straightening the leg and the leg going over here, then your leg might not straighten, but it's going to stay pretty close. So take a deep breath in. Exhale, work the leg a bit straighter. Inhale, bend it. Exhale, work the leg a little bit straighter. Inhale, bend it. So you're working against the tension of your arms. Exhale, press the leg a bit straighter. Inhale, bend. Exhale, work the leg a bit straighter. It's unlikely to straighten. Inhale, bend it. Exhale, work the leg a little bit straighter. Inhale, bend it. Change legs. So right leg is coming in. Left leg is reaching long and away from you. Now before you do leg extensions, remember we were here for a wee bit before. Right side of pelvis, draw that down and tuck the chin to help lengthen the back of the neck. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, work your right leg straighter, extending the leg. Inhale, bend. Exhale, work the leg a bit straighter. I like to work with super active feet, so it's not a ballet point, it's not flex, it's kind of somewhere in between a point. Inhale, bend. Exhale, work the leg a little bit straighter. 2 more. Inhale, bend it. Exhale, work the leg a little straighter. Inhale, bend. Exhale, work the leg a little bit straighter. Inhale, bend. Now that's going to make sense now, I hope. Grab your roll or your block and put it pretty much on your pelvis but at your inner thighs. So it's as far down towards the pelvis as you can get it. Bring your knees up so your knees are above your hips. If you know that you're tighter in your lower back or your back is feeling a bit tweaky, bring the knees in closer so they're more above the abdomen. Interlace your fingers behind your head and neck. So this current placement of head and shoulders and thighs in relation to your abdomen, we're going to keep them like that, and it's going to be working a leg extension whilst we work. It's essentially elbow to knee, but you've got a roll or a block. Take a deep breath in. Hold your breath, curl tailbone up, squeeze the block or the roll. Exhale, reach elbows to your left leg, extend the right leg. So if that means it's not a straight angle, then go there. Otherwise, straighten it. Inhale, bend the legs, shoulders come to center. Hold the breath, squeeze the roll. Exhale, curl tailbone up, reach elbows to your right leg, extend your left leg up, pull belly down. Inhale, bend legs. Hold your breath, curl tailbone up, squeeze the roll. Exhale, reach elbows left, right leg straightens up. So really engaging into your quadriceps, pull belly down. Inhale, bend legs, hold, shoulders come to center. Hold the breath, curl tailbone up, squeeze roll. Exhale, reach elbows to right leg, left leg straightens up, pull belly down. So remember, it might not be fully straight. Inhale, bend leg, shoulders to center. Hold your breath, curl tailbone up, squeeze roll or block. Exhale, tailbone up, reach elbows to left leg, right leg straightens, pull belly down. Inhale, bend legs, last one. Hold your breath, curl tailbone up, squeeze roll. Exhale, reach elbows to the right leg, left leg straightens up, pull belly down. Inhale, bend legs, head down, feet go down, but leave the roll or the block where it is. Bridge with the roll. Draw your shoulders down away from your ears, palms face up. Now in this position, all that's going to happen is you will lift your butt and your lower back and your mid back will lift, but you don't turn your head. So this is this break of visual. Don't look at the camera, don't look at the device, simply close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, push into your feet, curl your tailbone up and feel for lifting up through pelvis, low back, mid back, all the way to the bottom of your shoulders. Allow the shoulders and the neck to relax and press down into your feet. Toes are lifting and spreading, but making sure that the sole of the foot, so heel to the ball of the foot, is definitely on the ground. So that makes for a very different thing. Come back to that inhale for 5 and exhale for 6. So after the amount that we've done so far, abdominals and side bends, deep breathing should feel easier to access. Pay attention to the sensations, and especially if you're newer to working in Forrest Yoga, we hold things a little longer than other styles. So sometimes about a 5 breath average, but bridge 10 breaths plus. And initially that feels really challenging, but over time your stamina and your strength will really increase. To the point that those of you that have been doing this for more than a year, you probably don't even really think about bridge anymore. Take a very deep breath. Exhale, lower down through your shoulders, mid back, low back, and then set pelvis down. Remove the roll or the block, roll yourself onto your left hand side, and then use your arms to bring yourself up towards seated where you are. In your sitting position, choose any comfortable cross-legged, maybe even kneeling. Bring the elbows up so the elbows are both, so I've got both arms up, elbows are in line with your shoulders, aiming that your forearms are parallel to one another. So this action, you've already done it in side bends, we did that wrapped shoulder, you did it in the abdominals with that reaching away. So it's a protracted shoulder, so a doming in the upper back, but it doesn't come from popping into the ribs. So actually for now, put your hands on your low ribs. Exhale, pull in through your low ribs. So think about what you did in the abdominals of pressing the back ribs down. Then bring the arms up. If your head is trying to go forwards, lift your head, but take care, especially if you are more mobile, that you're not shearing into your back. Deep breath in. Exhale, draw shoulder blades back, shoulder blades down. Inhale, reach your elbows and forearms forwards, getting that spread between the shoulders. Exhale, squeeze the elbows in towards each other, but parallel the forearms more. So aiming that the forearms stay parallel. Now, without just bending your wrists, see if on the exhale, can you rotate the arms out a little bit more? That's a wee bit more challenging. Take another deep breath. Exhale, relax the arms down, give your shoulders a bit of movement. So even if you are mega experienced or you're brand new, that still is fatiguing, but it's building the awareness mentally in your muscles of what they're going to be asked to do in this next piece. So movement mapping is really important, and it's something I noticed more when I did Forrest Yoga than in any other system, really. So where are you heading? You're coming into dolphins. We're taking that and adding a wee bit of weight. Come down onto your elbows. Grab your upper arms to measure the elbow distance apart, and then clasp the hands. So hands clasped is good if you're newer to dolphin, or if you're working with any tension or injuries in the shoulders. Alternatively, work with the palms down, aiming that the thumb part of your hand and wrist is down very resolutely. Exhale, draw your shoulder blades back, shoulder blades down. Inhale, lift up the space between your shoulder blades and tuck the chin to relax the neck. So if your chin is at your chest, you've massively over tucked. Tuck your toes, there's more tucking, and lift the knees up. Now, as your flexibility dictates, you might find that bent legs helps you navigate your shoulders without having to negotiate with your hamstrings. Inhale, reach your upper arms down into the mat, pressing down into your forearms. Exhale, squeeze the elbows in towards each other. That costs extra. So your aim is to feel that the armpit muscles start to fire up. If you can, let the neck lengthen without shaking or thrashing your neck to make your neck relax. It generally does not make your neck relax more. Take another deep breath in dolphin. Exhale, set your knees down and then sit up. If you are, again, new to dolphin, I recommend a hands clasp for this next iteration of it, because it will help you engage the wrap and you won't have to engage with your stamina as much. Intermediates, either palms down, or if it's feeling like a strong day, do dolphin palms up with the block between your forearms. Be vigilant if you are doing the palms up version, but your elbows splay out, then you are no longer really in a wrapped position, and it's almost impossible to create that sense of space if you're not working in that place. All right, so either return to parallel palms down or hands clasped. You're going to be lifting a leg up during this. I want to clarify something. The world of Instagram shows a lot of people with very high legs. I am part of that world, but I'm not part of what happens in the pelvis. So what I see a lot is, yes, the leg is going up, and then the pelvis kind of shablams to the side, and the lower back is like an absolute mess. And this foot that's on the ground is actually turned outwards from the heel. So aiming to parallel the foot that is on the ground, level the pelvis and the lower back, and lift using the buttock muscles, rather than simply toppling into the pelvis and squeezing one side of your back to get the leg to lift up. Yes, your leg has gone at a slightly different angle, but in the long term, as we play a long game, I don't think it's very useful. Okay, come down onto your elbows. I think I've made this a little too dramatic. Anyways, dolphin with legless. Same deal. Grab the upper arms to measure the elbow distance and either clasp the hands, maybe working forearms parallel. Stronger day, palms up, block between the forearms. This will give you something to explore the resistance. Inhale, lift up between your shoulder blades. Exhale, squeeze chest muscles, tuck toes, lift the knees up. Neck is relaxed. Inhale, lift the left leg, toes are pointing down. Feel for the thigh bone, the uppermost part of your thigh, so nearer to your butt. That part lifting. Right thigh, send it towards the back of the mat to help keep right side low back a bit more spacious. Exhale, lower the leg without tucking your tailbone, so you don't want to round your lower back. Inhale, lift the right leg. Feel for the upper part of your thigh doing the lift. Elbows are squeezing in. So the sensations are big. Use your deep breathing to get steady. All right, exhale, lower that leg down. Set your knees down. Sit up and come out of there. We are going to be moving towards sun salutations, but we're going to do a wee bit of different work before we get to that. I recommend that you either have a blanket nearby to pad your knees, or you get into the habit of folding over your yoga mat. If you know that you've got like knee pad things that you use, like externals, then use them for this. Come onto all fours. From all fours, for a moment, just getting the terminology. Stick your butt out. So this is tilting your pelvis. So you're tilting it forwards. Tuck your tailbone down, so think cat. So that action where your tailbone, which is normally pointing kind of back, and tucking down, that's what we mean with tuck tailbone down. So it's relatively easy terminology. Step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Come up, so you're bringing your shoulders above your hips. It is personal preference whether you have the back foot tucked or the toes lengthened. Sort of see how your knee feels. If it's a padding thing, fold more padding under the knee. If your knee is not willing to negotiate, put the padding rolled up underneath the uppermost part of your shin, so your knee isn't on the floor, and the weight bearing point will be your shin bone. That's very useful if you've got either skinned knees or they're like super painful. Square your hips and shoulders forwards. Take a deep breath in. So I think a lot of what is happening in this posture is very similar. If you put your hands down, it's very similar to that tabletop position. Exhale, tuck your tailbone down, but push down into both feet. So it's a sense of almost lifting up by pushing down. Preserving this strong sense of tucked tailbone, begin to come down into your lunge a little bit. If your front heel is lifting, take that foot further forwards. So 90-degree measurement is a good starting place. So again, our intent is to set the bar low. You don't need to be in splits right now as the only way to feel or achieve something. If you're getting a little something in the front of that right leg and you can feel a tucked tailbone down and a lifting sensation through your spine, then that's plenty. If not, inhale to telescope your ribs up. Exhale, squeeze your inner thighs towards each other. Now the next thing isn't Forrest Yoga. It's still, well, I mean, you're still doing things you would recognize in Forrest Yoga, but technically it isn't. Take your right hand down underneath your right shoulder. Lower your hips down a wee bit more, but maintain the action of tailbone tucking down. Buttock muscles are working. You can check, like, are they working? If the answer is no, then make them work. Take your left arm forwards. So I've slid my torso just to the inside of the leg. I want my right hand to be a high point underneath my shoulder, so this arm isn't going to bend. Deep breath in. Exhale, reach your left elbow downward, so it creates a twist into the upper and mid back. Maybe the elbow touches the floor. Inhale up. Exhale, reach the elbow down. Inhale up. Exhale, reach the left elbow downwards. Inhale up. 2 more. Exhale, reach the elbow downwards. Inhale up. Exhale, reach downwards. So it's a bit of a mid-back twist. Inhale up. Take both hands down. Tuck your right toes. You're going to press to lift the right knee and push your left leg a little straighter. Now, as you did earlier, if you find that your back excessively rounds or it starts to feel like that, then the front leg isn't going to straighten as much. So your aim is to scoop your chest and push off of that left foot. I'm going to move my arms out of the way so you can see this leg. So this leg has not straightened. So not yet. Some of you might, yes, have the flexibility to be there, but maybe not quite yet. Scoop the chest forwards. Now I've got my hands flat. You might need to be on fingertips. You might be using your props, so be sensible with your prop use. Inhale, set your right knee down, but keep your toes tucked and scoop your chest forwards. Exhale, press into your front foot and send the hips back. Inhale, set the right knee down, scoop your chest forward. So a slightly more dynamic thing before we do sun salutation. Exhale, press your hips back, actively stick your butt out. Inhale, set the right knee down, scoop chest forwards. Exhale, press your hips back, pardon my super creaky floor. Inhale, set the right knee down, scoop chest. Exhale, press back. Now pause here. Draw the right hip forwards and where your back heel is up, don't panic. Aim to draw the left foot backwards. So you're just kind of squeezing that left leg back, even if the leg is bent. Pull it back rather than pushing into it. Inhale, set your right knee down, step your left leg back. All right, take any props out of the way if you were using them. Hands are under the shoulders, wrist sensitive, turn your hands out. Cat arches. Exhale, tuck tailbone down, round into your back, sending your mid back up towards the ceiling, head down. Inhale, tilt the pelvis the other way, so you're pointing the sit bones up, lift your skull, chest is coming down, squeeze your hands towards your knees. Exhale, tuck tailbone, round into the back, push into your hands. Inhale, tilt the pelvis the other way, so you're lifting your skull, lifting the sit bones. And now pause, come back to a neutral spine. Step your right foot outside your right hand, similar setup to before. Come up into this 90-degree positioning. Pad your left knee as necessary. Have a quick check, is your back foot winging off to the right? If so, take it out to the left a wee bit more, especially if that's your default movement. Exhale, tuck tailbone down, press into your feet. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, begin to lower, but keep this active, so it shouldn't be all like loosey-goosey collapsy. Like press down and navigate down. Inhale, lift chest. Exhale, tuck the tailbone down and press into both feet. The back foot's a funny one, some people don't push into it. Press that into your foot, so it's almost like that quadricep extension that we did while we were laying down. And it should create different sensation in the front of that left leg. Remember, for now, it is not about how far you go. It is about tracking the sensations and your efficacy in still being able to do the basics, like tucking your tailbone and telescoping the ribs up. Inhale, bring your hands down. Take the left hand under your shoulder. I've taken mine a little bit further forwards. And bring the right arm to the inside. Deep breath in. Exhale, send the right elbow downwards. So it might not touch the floor, but it might. Inhale up. Tailbone is still tucking down. Exhale, reach the right elbow downwards. Inhale up. Exhale, reach down. So we get two more after this. Inhale up. Exhale, press down through the elbow. Inhale up. Exhale, press the elbow downwards. Inhale up. Start to press a little bit back and tuck your left toes and work that right leg a little straighter. So aiming at the chest is scooping forwards. Perhaps you were using props under your hand as you move into this sort of partial pyramid variation. Draw your right hip back, scoop the chest forward. So we're doing that dynamic part first. Inhale, set your left knee down, scoop your chest forwards and up. Exhale, press off of that back foot, but without rounding into your back. So if you're turning it into like a cat exercise, not quite. Inhale, set the left knee down, scoop your chest forwards. Exhale, press into the feet, point your sit bones back. Inhale, knee goes down, lift chest. Exhale, press back. One more. Inhale, left knee goes down, scoop the chest. Exhale, press back. Now pause. This may be where you stay for a wee bit longer. Perhaps the leg is working straighter, maybe the left heel is going downward. Squeeze your right foot towards the back of the mat. So you should start to feel a wee bit more in the back of that right leg. And it's my hope with this movement that we've been doing, when we come into sun salutation, everything's going to feel a little bit more lit up so that your sun salutation feels effective from the first one rather than perhaps using like 6 of them just to get moving in a general way. Inhale, set your left knee down, step your right leg back, and then sit up. So the reason for this focus on tuck tailbone and tilt pelvis, as you move through sun salutation, you were alternating between doing tuck tailbone and tilt pelvis. So these two actions that we've done a lot. For that, your quadriceps need to move, your hamstrings need to move, your back needs to move, and your core needs to work. So if you've got any issues in any of those, then it obviously is going to have an effect as we start to move through sun salutation. So feel as you move through this with awareness of doing this tuck and tilt. And if you're thinking like, oh, I didn't realize, it took me years to work out that it alternates tuck and tilt. All right, so if you've just discovered it, treat it as a revelation, have a little, glass of rosé to celebrate later, except don't. Okay, stand up, come to the front of your yoga mat. I like to leave a wee bit of space at the front of the mat. And if you are in the habit of folding padding under your knees, And just get into that habit of folding over one side of your yoga mat or using a blanket for the knees. Take the weight towards the front of your foot. So you should look like super keen. Try to tuck your tailbone down. So your range is going to be really restricted here. And now bring the weight back, but relax that. Feel for the thigh bones, so visualize them sitting towards the back of the mat. And now do the action, tuck tailbone down. There should be more movement available, but take care that you haven't gone into the tuck tailbone under province, which starts to look a little bit like ogre under the bridge, he says, falling over. Inhale, bring the arms up, lift your ribs away from pelvis, tuck tailbone down. Forward bend, exhale, hands come down, stick your butt out and relax your neck. Lunge, step the left leg back quite considerably, set the knee down, tuck your tailbone down. Inhale, bring the arms up, lift your rib cage up away from your pelvis. Use your arms and the muscles on your sides to assist in that lift. Plank. Exhale, hands come down, step the feet back. Put your knees down regardless of your practice level and actively spread your hands. If you are in tabletop, this is not quite the right measurement. Send the leg back and put the knee down, and you'll notice it's quite a bit further back than your other knee. Bring the other knee to meet that. Scoop your chest forwards. Now, instead of doing tuck tailbone, do the opposite. Stick your butt out so your lumbar curve, the lower back curve is there. Lift between your shoulders. Scoop your chest forwards and grip the floor with your fingertips. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, pull the chest forwards, bend the elbows. Elbows are above the wrists as you lower down to your abdomen. All right. Low Cobra. So preferably every time you do plank, do it like that. This is the tuck tailbone part. Tuck your tailbone towards your heels. Press into your feet. Inhale, pull with your arms so the elbows lift from the yoga mat. Downward facing dog. Exhale, hands under shoulders, tuck your toes, lift the knees, point your sit bones up. Lunge, left foot comes through between the hands. So you might find putting the right knee down first, and then stepping the left leg around is the best way in. Inhale, bring the arms up. So mechanically, a lot needs to happen for that foot to step through between the hands. So maybe today isn't the day. Inhale, lift your ribcage up, press into both feet. Forward bend. Exhale, hands down, step forwards, but point your sit bones up, maybe even whilst stepping. Inhale, scoop the chest forwards and up, tuck tailbone down once you're halfway up. Exhale, hands together at chest. So there's a lot happening in a sun salutation. Inhale, arms up, lift ribs. Forward bend. Exhale. Lunge, right leg back, knee down, arms up. Press into your feet. Plank. Exhale, hands down, step back, knees down, or keep the knees lifted. Inhale, move shoulders in front of wrists. Exhale, bend the elbows, head has not dropped, shoulders away from the ears. Low Cobra, arms forwards. Inhale, pull with your arms so the elbows lift from the mat, so they're dragging you forwards. Downward facing dog. Exhale, tuck toes, lift knees. Lunge, right foot steps forward, so that's usually an inhale cue. If it's helpful for you to engage it and do it as an exhale, do so. Inhale, bring your arms up, lift the chest. Forward bend. Exhale, hands down, step forwards, neck relaxed. Inhale, scoop your chest forwards and up, come all the way up towards standing. Exhale, bring hands together at chest. You're working with your feet hip distance and parallel. Grab your sit bones, so it's where your butt meets your thighs, your thuttocks, your thigh buttocks. Tuck your tailbone down. Now you might find that area hasn't done much. Try to squeeze your sit bones towards each other. You should feel, if you had physical hold of your sit bones, you have now been pushed away from them. This is something you'll be doing. Now draw your shoulder blades back. This is the physical sensation of the mini back bend we will do instead of low cobra. Inhale, bring the arms up. Forward bend, exhale. Lunge, left leg back, knee down. Inhale, bring the arms up. Strongly tuck tailbone down. Already feel for squeezing your sit bones towards each other. Plank, exhale, hands down, step the feet back. Inhale, move your shoulders in front of your wrists. Exhale, bend the elbows, shoulders away from the ears. Put your forehead down, reach back and grab your own butt. So specifically the bottom of your bottom. Exhale, tuck your tailbone towards your heels, squeeze sit bone muscles. Inhale, lift the chest, draw your shoulder blades back. You can even pull against your own butt. Now, if you've got low back sensitivity, stay here. Alternatively, lift the legs are straight. Inhale, scoop chest forwards. Exhale, reach your thighs towards the back of the room, squeeze shoulder blades back. Downward dog, hands under shoulders, tuck toes, lift your knees. Lunge, inhale, step your left foot through, set the right knee down. Inhale, bring your arms up, strong tuck down and tailbone, forward bend. Exhale, hands down, step forwards, neck relaxed. Inhale, scoop chest forwards and up, come all the way up towards standing. Exhale, hands come together, chest. This time, interlace your fingers at your lower back. Make sure palms are facing inwards rather than flipped. Instead of doing a locked elbow, so I see a lot of that in the yoga and exercise world, soften your elbows, slide your thumbs up towards your lower back. Take a deep breath in, lift your shoulder blades up, squeeze them back, keep them high up, squeeze the elbows towards each other, and then keeping the elbows where they are, start to extend your triceps. So you're thinking tricep extension but without fully straightening the arms. And then relax the arms. Okay, it's way harder than just pushing the chest forwards and hyperextending your elbows, which is kind of like garbage. Inhale, bring the arms up. I've been told I am opinionated. I don't believe it. Forward bend, exhale. Lunge, right leg steps back. Set the knee down. Inhale, bring the arms up. You should be getting super excited about the thought of doing that thing in boat. Plank, exhale, hands down. Step the feet back. Inhale to move your shoulders in front of your wrists. Exhale, bend the elbows. Interlace your fingers exactly the same. So we've movement mapped this already. My chin is down so I can speak to you. Put your forehead down so you're not straining your neck. Slide your thumbs towards your mid-back. Inhale, bring your shoulder blades towards your ears, so that's upwards. Squeeze your shoulder blades back and elbows towards each other and gradually start to work on extending your arms. This might feel like it's enough. Or inhale, lift your chest. Elbows are somewhat bent. Maybe you're lifting the legs. It's hard work. Inhale, lift chest. Exhale, squeeze your shoulder blades back. Take another deep breath. Exhale, release the arms. Woo. Hands under shoulders. Downward facing dog. Exhale, tuck toes, lift knees. Lunge. Inhale, right foot steps through between the hands. Left knee goes down. Inhale, bring your arms up. Forward bend. Exhale, hands down. Step forwards, neck relaxed. Shift the weight towards your heels. Inhale, come all the way up towards standing. Exhale, hands come together at chest. The next piece, if you're working with any issues in the knees, there is a way to work this, all right? So if heel to butt and that closed angle in the knee is way too much load in the knee, you can still work into the quadricep by working this angle. So my foot is pushing against my hand, simultaneously tucking the tailbone down, and I'm getting a stretch coming into the quadriceps. Heel to the butt can be a bit more passive. So if you've got knee stuff and it makes it easier for you to do that with activity, it's a kick away action. That will make sense soon. Inhale, bring the arms up. But before that, chaos. Forward bend, exhale. Lunge, step your left leg back, put the knee down, but come straight up. Get the legs at a 90-degree angle and shift the weight so your shoulders are above your hips and press down into your left foot. Your right foot is going to do something fun, I'll tell you in a second. Bring your hands to the chest. Instead of poking your chest forwards, tuck your tailbone down and lift the ribcage. Deep breath in, use your abdominal muscles, exhale, lift your right knee and lift your foot off of the floor. So it's a balance. In this, if you're thinking, oh my god, I can't balance, just put your foot back down, but keep trying it. Alright, so it might mean that you're kind of like this. It might mean that you're up, you wiggle, and you put your foot down. You're going to learn more from the wiggling than you will by just not playing the game. So if you're like, oh, I don't play, lift that knee up. Breathe steadily. Has this shift of balancing on still quite a large surface area stopped you from breathing? Probably. Put the foot down. Do you feel how your hip flexors are having to work really hard? All right, set your hands down, set the foot back. Inhale, move your shoulders in front of the wrists. Exhale, bend the elbows. Prop up fully on your elbows. From this place, push down into your forearms and effect a pull with your arms so you're dragging your chest forwards. Bend your right leg, bring your heel in towards your butt. Reach that right hand back to catch your foot. If you can't reach your foot, open out a little bit more. So you might find you have to turn to get a hold of your foot and then turn back. Either bring the heel in towards your butt whilst tucking your tailbone, or push your foot into your hand and then do the action of tuck tailbone while easing it in. It should keep it out of the knee area. I like to do these with my left toes tucked, so I'm getting a hip traction. Left arm is pulling the chest forward. So your aim is to feel a little something, something. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, release that. We're changing sides. This is all one baby back bend. Right forearm is down. Bend the left leg. See how far you need to twist to reach back for that. It might be an easy reach. So either working heel towards butt is personal preference, whether you got the toes pointed or flexed. Some days, if I'm wanting more tension, I work with the foot flexed so I can kick away and have a better grip. I also do that on days where I feel a little bit slippery. I feel like I inherited a very, very greasy trait from my parents. Thanks, Ma. Don't tell her I said that, she'll kill me. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, release that. Bring your hands, so they're not under your shoulders, but they're under your elbows. Press into all fours, then to downward facing dog. Point your sit bones up. Ready for chaos and madness on the other side. Lunge, balance. Put your right knee down, step your left foot forwards. If all that this pose does is make you crack a smile or drop the F-bomb, I'll take that. Square your hips forwards, right leg is pointing back. Again, personal preference whether you tuck that back foot or not. Bring your hands together at chest. Draw your left hip down, tuck tailbone down and lift chest. Gradually feel for leaning the weight back, but flex your left hip. So you might find getting up onto the toes helps you with your start position. Oh my goodness, this side is not going so well. Can you maintain a steady breath whilst balancing? The answer might be not today. Ooh. It might kind of look like you're trying to get bugs out of your bottoms. Alright, set your left foot down, forward bend. Thank goodness a pose that has both feet on the ground. Step forwards, neck is relaxed. Shift the weight towards your heels. Inhale, scoop your chest forwards and up, come all the way up to stand, tailbone tucks down. Exhale, bring hands to chest. Sit down. Now, if you find, actually you can do this just now, straighten your legs forwards, make sure toes and knees are pointing straight up. Is there any collapse in the lower back? Do you feel slightly scooped under? If the answer is even slightly yes, or your lower back feels tight, or you feel particularly male today, because it's usually fellas, then sit on a block. This will give you better access to your lower back, and I think it's a much better use of your time than constantly fighting with your lower back. You can use and develop the strength and support in other poses. It doesn't need to be right now. So if it works better for you to be elevated, you might find that you can get up out of your lower back a bit more. Watch that you haven't locked your knees. Bring your left foot in and plant the foot. We're getting ready for a single leg spinal twist. You have the option, if your hips are happy with it, to cross the left foot to the outside of the right knee, but the foot is flat. So it's not like knee pile. Knee pile, you are more rotated. This one, the shin is aiming to be vertical. If crossing it to the outside doesn't work, don't do it. Before you go into this twist, take your hands onto your shins, pull with your arms, and lift up through your low spine. Take your left palm onto your low back. So I've got my fingers pointing down. Use the heel of the hand and almost pull the tissue upwards, so the skin above your, like on your spine, up. Wrap your right hand around your left shin or even your forearm. Inhale, lift chest. Exhale, turn the ribs to the left. Anchor down through that left foot. So you're thinking, how can you find all the different postural elements that we've been working, this lifting up through the spine from the very first thing we did today, whilst getting that active press down through the feet? It's a game changer. This hand is on your lower back. If that isn't working for your shoulders, maybe you put the hand on the floor. I like the hand on the lower back because I can actively squeeze that left shoulder. Inhale, come back, change legs. So left leg is straightening, right foot is coming in. Perhaps taking that foot to the outside. For this side, I'm going to keep it to the inside. Take that right hand onto your lower back. Pull upwards so you feel like you're getting up onto your sit bones. If you feel more scooped under on this side, grab the block. Left hand is wrapping around the shin or the elbow. Inhale, lift chest. Exhale, twist the ribs to the right and draw your shoulder blades down. The left leg, if it's rolling out, point the toes up. Inhale, lift chest. Exhale, pull belly muscles in, right shoulder blade squeezes back. Use that right hand to help lift up, or at least become more aware of that area. Inhale, come back through center. If you were on the block, come off of it, scoot your legs forwards, give them a little bit of a shuggle. It is Shavasana time, final relaxation pose. Either lay down on your back, or if you have other preferences like legs up the wall or using any props, do that. At the end of Shavasana, I will bring you up. So choose a comfortable rest position. If you're laying down on your back, draw your shoulders down, palms face up. And let deep breathing fall away. So it's your resting breath quality. Begin to deepen your breath. Bring back that audible whisper sound to your breathing. And doing your breathing in a way that feels really good, really expansive. Checking in with the sensations that are present. If you're on your back, set your feet to the floor and then roll to your left. Use your arms to make your way towards seated where you are. Once you're up, choose a comfortable seat, and that might be sitting on that block. Bring your hands together at chest. Take a very deep breath in. Exhale, bow forwards. Namaste.